Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Am I the idiot for banning my sister's boyfriend from our apartment? Please help, because I really feel like I'm being made out to be crazy. I, 27, female, share an apartment with my sister, 19, female. Let me preface this by saying that I am the only one on our lease, since she is not old enough. Our complex says you have to be 21, so right now she pays less than half the rent in exchange to stay here, which is around $400 out of $955. She doesn't pay for anything else, bills, utilities, etc. 2 weeks ago, after having an argument with our mother and I, over not helping pay for other utilities, cleaning up messes, generally being a not great roommate, my sister left the apartment and went to visit her boyfriend, 19, male, at the bakery where he works. He and I have had disagreements in the past about him smoking, not tobacco, in our apartment, which puts me at risk for eviction, and over him leaving messes and trash around when he comes to visit, where he normally stays for a few days at a time. After this disagreement, however, I received a text from him after midnight, telling me that I needed to call him to talk. I didn't answer, because I was upset, and I'm not the one to be confrontational, especially when I'm not calm. He arrived at my apartment with my sister. It was after 1 a.m. at this point. I was in bed, lights off, in pajamas, when he began pounding on my door. Before I even answered, he opened it and was in my room, yelling at me about letting my mom come between me and my sister. What the F? Who the hell does he think he is? I was already shaken at that point. My door doesn't lock, so I was already very caught off guard, and I was scared. I told him that it was something between my mom, my sister, and myself, not him. He stormed into my room and tossed his key that my sister had given to him onto my nightstand, told me to have a nice effing life, and slammed my door shut again before I could even answer. Once again, what the hell is wrong with this man? I told my sister I didn't feel comfortable with him coming to our apartment anymore. It's been a week, and she and I just had our first fight about it tonight. I held my ground and said I didn't want him over. She says I'm irrational and being selfish, and that I'm destroying her mental health by banning him. But I really don't feel comfortable, and technically, and legally, it is my apartment. Am I the idiot? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the a-hole. 1. I banned my sister's boyfriend from our apartment. 2. I might be the a-hole if I took it further than I should've. OP also gives more info in the comments. 1. Why doesn't your door lock? That needs to be fixed immediately. 2. Why does he have a key if the door doesn't lock? And 3. He's way too aggressive and entitled, she can visit him at his place. For some reason, my bedroom doesn't have one. It's the master, and my bathroom has one, but not my bedroom door handle. Hers does, but up until now it hasn't been much of an issue. I can't replace the hardware, but I think I'm going to look into one of those portable locks, regardless of what happens. And he had a key because my sister got one made for him, which she had mentioned to me briefly that she was thinking about it, and I said that I wasn't comfortable. But when he would stay the night, and she and I would both leave for work, he would stay behind and have no way to lock the door behind him. That was her reasoning after I confronted her. Jesus, that man should have never had a key to your apartment, no matter what reason your sister made up in her mind. OP continues to share more info with us in the comments. I appreciate everyone's comments. It's definitely reassuring to know that I'm not the one being irrational. She moved in with me at 17 because she kind of acted the same way, not with a boyfriend, but with not helping, making a mess, gaslighting and etc. with my mom, and my mom had enough. So I let her move in with me, and my mom went to Florida. She was visiting when we had the talk that spurred it all. The biggest issues are that it's going to be astronomically difficult to afford the apartment on my own, if I make her leave. And she's still my sister, I still love her. I told her I wouldn't just abandon her or throw her out on the street, but I know she'd either have to move in with her dad, almost an hour away, because she can't afford a place of her own. I guess I'm just feeling torn between giving in, so I know she'll be safe and housed, or standing my ground and being another person that turned their back on her. Wow, it's really frustrating to hear that you're letting your sister stay with you to help her out, but she's not contributing to the household chores at all, and on top of that, her boyfriend has the audacity to barge into your room and yell at you? And she thinks that it's no big deal? What the hell? If I were your sister and a guy I was dating invaded my sister's room and acted like he did towards you, I would kick him out not only from my home, but from my life. Also, you are not turning your back on your sister, she seems to be turning her back on you, in addition to being very ungrateful towards you, for welcoming her. Don't feel guilty, OP, you're doing what's best for you, and you banishing a person who makes you feel threatened in your own home is the minimum you should do. Oh, and even if he returned the key, change the locks. As far as we know, he could have made copies. You can't trust a person like this. And please, whatever is your decision regarding your sister, put a lock on your bedroom door. And I think it's completely justified for you to ask both of them to leave. I don't know how is your mother's relationship with your sister or her boyfriend, but it's evident that he has no respect for you, your space, or your home. It's important to stand your ground and not allow this behavior to continue. You're definitely not in the wrong here. Not the idiot. And what do you guys think of this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Would you also had kicked the guy out of your apartment if you were OP? Now let's read what the comments say before going to the updates. Not the idiot. A man storms into your bedroom, your safe space, in the middle of the night screaming at you? He wouldn't be allowed in my home either. Can we also talk about just kicking sister out? Sounds like she needs to learn some life lessons. Not the idiot. Your sister gave him a key? I'd seriously be thinking about kicking her out as well. Not the idiot. He's never allowed back. Not ever, no matter what. Not the idiot. Do not put your living arrangements at risk for your sister's relationship. Do not expect a 19-year-old to be mature enough to understand the situation. More so, the dude acted aggressive, so he needs to stay away. You are not the maid or their parent to pay their bills. You did more than enough for your sister until now. She is a young adult and does not need to rely on you for financial support or house chores. She can either comply or pack her stuff and move in with the boyfriend so they can be lazy bags together. Agree. Tell your sister she either accepts your rules or moves out. And change the locks just in case. Warn your sister if her boyfriend gets a key again, she'll recover her things from the street after you change the locks on her. Not the idiot. Forgot to add, send the boyfriend a text that you don't want him ever in your apartment again, and if he dares step foot in your house you will call the police. Not the idiot, your sister's boyfriend needs to apologize and sounds like a jerk. He's lucky you didn't call the police and get a restraining order. If your sister doesn't like it, she can move out. Her BF is getting in the middle of something that doesn't concern him. Not the idiot, and I would have filed a restraining order when he did that. That's just nuts. I was prepared to say that you were the idiot, because it is her apartment as well, but his actions make it so you aren't. And what do you think of the comments? Do you agree with what they say? Do you have any other advice to give the OP? If so, don't forget to leave it in the comments down below. Oh, and are you enjoying the video so far? If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. This really helps the channel, so I appreciate it. Now let's go to the update. Update. Thank you to everyone that commented, it really made me feel heard and understood in the ways I needed to. I ended up telling my sister she needed to stay with her dad for a few days, while I thought about what needed to be done, and that if her boyfriend showed up at any point, whether I was there or not, that I would call the police, as it was considered trespassing. I don't think she expected that, and I think it really drove home the fact that she really might get kicked out over this boy and that, for once, I wasn't going to roll over. After 3 days, she asked if she could come over to talk and apologize. I allowed it. She apologized, said that she'd pack his things at our apartment and give them to him at work, and that he wouldn't come over again. I pointed out the fact that we've never really had an argument where I've put down a hard boundary and kept it, and when I finally did, she acted like a brat. So I made sure to address that she's been selfish, by accusing me of hurting her mental health, while ignoring mine. For now, she is allowed to stay with me again, but she and I are both looking for separate apartments. My lease is up in July, so at least I have time to look. Again, thank you everyone. This was a huge wake-up call, and I'm going to try and be more assertive about my own safety and well-being from now on. Sending lots of love. Good, it looks like OP's sister came to her senses and decided to apologize, respect her sister's decisions, and maybe put an end to the relationship with her problematic boyfriend. But it looks like people warned OP that her sister's behavior may have been just an act, even though from this update, it seems like things are better between them, or maybe not, so let's go to the next update and see how things are going. Second update. You were all right, she snuck him in while I was at work. Oh God. Got a really weird feeling in my stomach when I got home, probably the first time I've ever had such strong instincts, and checked my Ring camera. They tried blocking it, but I have 2 very clear shots of him walking in the door and walking back out about 2 hours later. I told my sister to get out, she's not the least bit apologetic. I very strongly suggested that she needs to stay with her grandpa until she can find somewhere to go, and I think I must have reached my limit, because I don't even feel anything anymore. Good. Last night I was so mad and upset that I was shaking and that my legs felt like jelly. Today I just don't feel anything. Thank you all for your reassurance and condolences and support. I owe all of you a hug. I'm so sorry you're going through this, OP, for your sister lying to you, and even more so, not caring how much this lie can damage the relationship between you two. I think you're doing the right thing. You guys need some space from each other, and you really don't need to deal with this type of stuff, especially from someone who doesn't respect you. And now let's go to the final update. Final update. I am out of the apartment. Though I didn't anticipate moving in with my dad at 27, I finally went against my mom and my sister and told them I was done. I packed up my things and left. I've been living at my dad's house for a week, and he said I'm welcome to stay until I find an apartment I can afford, which I'm actively looking for, and my sister kept the apartment. Last we spoke, her new roommate has a boyfriend who is disrespectful, messy, and verbally aggressive to her and her boyfriend. Narcissistic, doesn't respect her boundaries, sounds kind of familiar. I'm not saying karma is real, but it's really ironic. Thanks again to everyone helping to reassure me I'm not crazy. It feels like a small step backwards, but hopefully it'll lead to bigger steps forward in the future. Well, I'm sorry you had to leave your apartment sooner than you expected, OP, and thank God for Dad's help, but at least that problem doesn't belong to you anymore. And LOL, karma is really biting her in the ass with the new roommate's boyfriend situation. It wouldn't surprise me at all if she calls you, begging you to come back, LOL. I hope that in the future, she realizes what an idiot she and her BF were with you, and that you can have a healthy relationship with your sister and mother, but until then, keep these toxic people out of your life. Good luck, OP. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.